Hello viewers, welcome back to our channel. So I'm going to handle a subject called as a spacecraft power technologies. So today being the introductory class, we are going to discuss about the course objectives, course outcomes, what are the examination question paper pattern and which are the textbooks we have to refer. So begin with, let us start with the course objectives. So why we have to learn this particular course, what are the objectives here? So that is what we are going to discuss. So objective number 1. So that is to discuss the increasing demand for spacecraft power systems and to give an overview of electrical power system and its technologies. So now we know that there are a lot of improvements going on in the space research. So almost all the countries are into the space orbit these days, and many of the countries have launched their own satellites. Now what powers these satellites? It is obvious that we need electricity. And the only option what we have to generate electricity in a space, the economically feasible option, that is solar energy. Now it is necessary to design this power system very well such that it has to be compact. So this is where the demand for the electrical engineers and the electronics engineers is going in the field of spacecrafts, where we have to design the power systems appropriately. Coming to the next objective, to discuss near-Earth environmental factors that will affect the design of the spacecraft power system. So we know very well that spacecraft is launched in space, and the medium is absolutely vacuum there. So whatever the electronic or electrical behaviors of a circuit or a power system designed at a room temperature here on Earth may not work properly on the outer space. So that also we have to take care. So we have to study what is the environmental feature outside the Earth. So that is called as the near Earth environment, and we have to consider those factors and design the power system appropriately. Next one is to describe the elements of a space photovoltaic power system, the status of solar cell technologies presently in use. So we know that solar cell has been abundantly in use from many years, but still how effectively it is being used in the space, because we know very well that there is something called as a performance of a solar cell with respect to the temperature, and as the temperature decreases its performance may increase. And on the outer space, even though the temperature is very less or negative, we cannot give an absolute guarantee that it will work fine in the vacuum environment. So those factors has to be taken care, and the cell level fabrication which is suited for that particular environment has to be designed very well. Next one, to discuss advances in both cell and array technology and solar thermophotovoltaic energy conversion. So we know that solar energy reached on a spacecraft outside the atmosphere will not be filtered one. We are lucky that we have atmosphere on the Earth, and there here on the Earth, what happens is, because of atmosphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, all those things, whatever heat we receive from the sun is very much less than what exactly it is present in the space. So the thermal designs of our power systems or the powering apparatus what we design here may not work properly on the outer space. So there, whatever excess heat is there, we have to find an efficient way to convert that excess waste heat into electricity. So this is where solar thermophotovoltaic conversion comes into help. The next objective of learning this particular subject is to discuss space qualified components, the array of chemical storage technologies, including both batteries and fuel cells. So we have different types of batteries, fuel cells, etc. We have to make sure that what are the components that are qualified to be used on a space or absolutely at a zero vacuum environment. Then we have to describe components and techniques for achieving the various power management and distribution functions and examples of several PMAD configurations. So it is not just enough if we design a power system. we have to make sure that it is more and more efficient, and the distribution of this power takes place at a higher efficiency. So this is where we learn about PMAD, which is nothing but power management and distribution. Okay, henceforth the term PMA, power management and distribution, will be abbreviated as PMAD. So after learning this particular course, that is at the end of the 5 modules, a student who has learnt this course very well will be able to achieve following outcomes. So let us see them one by one. Outcome number 1, discuss the increasing demand for spacecraft power systems and to give an overview of electrical power system and its technology. So as discussed earlier, the demand for the electrical and electronics engineers in the field of the spacecraft is going to increase, and this is one of the outcome after studying this particular subject, that we can discuss on the increasing demand for spacecraft power systems. The outcome number 2, after learning this particular course, the student will be able to discuss about the near Earth environmental factors that will affect the design on the spacecraft power systems. The outcome number 3 is describe the elements of a space photovoltaic power system, the status of solar cell technologies presently in use. So what are the modifications required to use a present existing solar cell technology in the space or at a zero debris environment or a zero vacuum environment? A student will be able to discuss on those particular things. And the next outcome after learning this course will be discuss advances in both cell and array technology and solar thermo photovoltaic energy conversion. The outcome number 5 is discuss space qualified components, array of chemical storage technologies including both batteries and fuel cells. And the last outcome after learning this particular course is describe the components and techniques for achieving the various power management and distribution functions and several examples of PMAD. So these are the outcomes we expect a student to successfully achieve at the end of this particular course. So as per the National Board of Accreditation, there are 12 graduate attributes, and we have to map these graduate attributes to the following course. So with respect to this particular course, what we have, among the 12 graduate attributes, there are certain graduate attributes which are matching, and they are the engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design or development of solutions, conduct investigation of complex problems, modern tool usage, ethics, individual and teamwork, communication, lifelong learning. Whereas the graduate attributes which are not mapped to this particular subject is the engineer and the society, environment and sustainability, project management and finance. So we will be studying about the theoretical aspects here. We are not studying about the economical aspects of this particular topic. So these are the graduate attributes. So coming to your university question paper pattern with respect to the Visvesvaraya Technological University, the question paper pattern will be as follows. It will have 10 full questions, and each full questions will carry 16 marks. There will be 2 full questions with a maximum of 4 sub questions in one full question from each module. Each full question with sub questions will cover the contents under a module. So students will have to answer 5 full questions, selecting 1 full questions from each module. So you are well aware of this particular pattern which you have written the exams so far. Coming to the textbook, there is only one and only one textbook which I will be referring to teach this particular course, and I will also advise you students to refer only this particular textbook, which is Spacecraft Power Technologies by A.K. Haider. So name of the textbook is Spacecraft Power Technologies, name of the author is A.K. Haider and others. So published by Imperial College Press, and this is the first edition which is printed in the year 2000. So that's all we have got for today's lecture. Hoping to have more interactions from you people. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe and comment. Thank you.